Good evening and welcome to an impromptu episode of Searching for Sports Cards. Went out to pick up a couple items today and I found these 1989 Topps rack packs for $1 a pack. So I picked up 3 of them just for fun. We'll rip through these real quick and have a little bonus Game 3 World Series video. So let's get started. This first one we're going to go with, got Bobby Witt Sr., Chris Brown, and a Whitey Herzog All-Star on the cover to start things off. See if we can get a good clean rip on these. Oh, not bad, not bad. Looks like everything's going to come out clean, unlike the 86s that I picked up where the All-Star cards were unfortunately stuck to the plastic, but pretty clean rip there. So, all right. Pack number 1. Got Bobby Witt Sr., Bulldog, Oral Hershiser, Tim Burke, Ozzie Smith, put that one on the stand, Dan Plesac, Kelly Gruber, Dave Anderson, the old knuckleballer Charlie Huff, Terry Mulholland, Charles Hudson, Paul Kilgus, Mike Dunny, Bob Welch. He had some tough, pretty good seasons for those A's teams that were tough back in the day. Doyle Alexander, Chris Brown. All right, Mad Dog, Greg Maddux. Cool card there. Steve Farr, Alan Trammell. I got criticized and yelled at one time on one of my TikToks for not putting Alan Trammell on the stand. So make sure we put the Hall of Famer Alan Trammell up there for everybody. Rob Ducey, Dave Stewart, Buddy Bell, Bo Diaz, Gino Petralli, Jimmy Williams manager card, Don Robinson, Dave Dravecky. Still one of the most gruesome highlights of all time was when his arm broke. That I'll never forget that scene. Alan Anderson, Jody Reed, the Whitey Herzog All-Star, Al Leiter. Well, Hank Aaron turned back the clock. I always liked to turn back the clock cards when I was a kid. Hank Aaron's always fun. Keith Atherton, Danny Jackson All-Star, Rick Aguilera, Mike Young, Bob Dernier, Daryl Boston, Sandy Alomar Jr. Future Star. That would have been a really hot card back in '89. Texas Rangers team leader, Louis Meadows. Cubs #1 draft pick, Ty Griffin. I would have been really excited to get that, but unfortunately it's one of those things that never panned out, you know. Pat Sheridan, and we got a record breaker. Looks like Wade Boggs. Let's see what the record was. 200 hits, 6 straight seasons. Yeah, that is pretty impressive. He was a hit machine. All right, let's get on to pack number 2. Keep this thing rolling. If we get through these, I'll clean up my mess a little bit and go tune into Game 3 of the World Series for a little while. All right, let's see. We got Will Clark All-Star, Bob Milacki, George Brett, Barry Jones, Rafael Belliard, Astros #1 pick, Willie Ansley, another one that didn't pan out, German Jimenez, future star of Steve Searcy, a little Robbie Alomar action there, Hall of Famer, Andres Galarraga All-Star, Jimmy Jones, Scott Sanderson, Andy McGaffigan, Scott Lusader, Chili Davis, Terry Pule, Greg Briley, Paul Runge, Rob Dibble. Oh, we almost skipped Damon Berryhill. How could I skip Damon Berryhill? That's a card I would have been super hyped on as a Cubs fan back in 1989. Let's see what kind of numbers he put up that gave him the Gold Cup. He played 95 games, 80 base hits, 19 doubles, 1 triple, 7 homers, 38 RBI, and a 259 average. Not bad for a young catcher, really. Too bad he didn't progress from there. Tom Lawless, Wes Gardner, Bob Kipper, Argenis Salazar, Joe Morgan, manager, Jack Lazorko, Todd Burns, Larry Anderson, Juan Nieves, Pete Incaviglia, Willie Randolph, Danny Gladden. That guy was everywhere when I was a kid. It seemed like I had a huge pile of Danny Gladden cards that I never knew what to do with. Kevin Seitzer, Carney Lansford, Jesse Barfield, Jose Lind, Mike Krukow, Todd Stottlemyre, Ron Ripken, Mike Eldretti, Eric Show, Hubie Brooks, and we'll finish that pack off with Kevin McReynolds. All right, one more and keep this thing moving along and get things going here. Pretty good clean rip on this one again. So. Last pack's giving me fits here. Sorry about that, guys. All right, last pack. Randy Myers, Bruce Benedict, Carlos Quintana, Tim Leary, Gary Redus, Bill Doran, Craig Reynolds, Tim Belcher, All-Star rookie, Dion James, Dave Smith, Mark Eichhorn. Be nice to pull a little Bo Jackson action out of here, but we'll see what happens. Rene Gonzalez, Pat Perry, Hal Lanier, Bruce Fields, Jack Clark, Steve Buechele, Lenny Dykstra, Braves manager Russ Nixon. Boy, it's hard to believe anybody managed the Braves other than Bobby Cox growing up in the era I grew up in. Manny Lee, Les Straker, Jose Uribe, Mark Davis, Terry Leach, Larry Sheets, Tony Armas, Hall of Famer Eddie Murray, Jose Alvarez, Terry Steinbach All-Star, Tommy John, Frank Viola All-Star, Brian Fisher, Dwight Gooden turned back the clock, John Moses, Oral Hershiser record breaker. This is scoreless innings, I'm guessing? Yeah, 59 scoreless. What a streak that was in its time. Still would be an amazing streak, really. Steve Bedrosian, Gary Templeton, Phil Long, #1 draft pick, Andy Benes. Thought for sure he was going to be the man. Remember he played on Team USA, and lots of hype around him that didn't turn out. Jeff Robinson, Don August, Jim Rice, and we'll conclude this pack here with a Mariners leaders card. See who their stars were back then. Mickey Brantley, 76 runs. Harold Reynolds, 169 hits. Ray Quinones, 30 doubles. Reynolds had 11 triples. Balboni with just 21 home runs. Alvin Davis, Mr. Mariner, with 69 RBI. Looks like Mark Langston was their ace. He logged 261 innings, 15 wins, 235 Ks. Yeah, they used to pitch a lot of innings back in the day. That's when pitchers were pitchers, right? At any rate, that was a fun little rip. Couldn't leave them behind for $1 a pack, so Total investment $3. I got to have a little bit of fun reminiscing about the late 80s there. And we did pull a handful of Hall of Famers, a fun Sandy Alomar card that was fun to look back at. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We'll get out of here. We're going to go watch Game 3 of the World Series. Hopefully you guys have some time to sit down and watch a little baseball. Enjoy the series. Thanks for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you next Tuesday with one of our regular uploads. Till then, keep on ripping.